to another episode of Raybridging Human. Stories are told and bridges are built. What's up, Bridges? We back for another episode. I'm glad y'all came back this week. This is a real heavy episode, if you will. Sitting with my brother therapist, Tim Terry, man. Thank you so much for being here, bro.
Man, thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Yes, sir. Y'all, this man, I can't even. Just thinking back to meeting him and understanding who he is, and then watching him transition from like singer, because he's a singer for real, into like therapist, a whole practice. I've worked for this man, amazing guy, man. Thank you so much for being here, bro. What's going on, man?
Man, I'm blessed to be here. Sorry about that. Blessed to be here, blessed to share. Always, it's a blessing to be in the space, man, just to see your evolution, your becoming, dude. It's a blessing. You know what I mean? To see that, like, man, this is a blessing.
Bro, yeah, bro, it's been work. It's been challenging, man, to say the least. But I love it though. I love the work, bro, and I love to be able to come in a space to try to bridge Black men and the community piece of it all, man. And I know it's Men's Month. It's June. It's Men's Month, so I wanted to dive into a topic. First, I love to dive into topics nobody else talk about.
Yeah.
Because you don't hear a lot of topics about this, and I know this is a very uncomfortable topic for a lot of Black men because we just operate, right? And we don't think that certain things don't constitute as abuse, and we kind of chuck a lot of things up as I'm just a man, bro. I'm just my masculinity, and I wanted to kind of do a deep dive with you on an episode like this to kind of heighten the awareness for Black men in this season, especially with the tension that we have going on politically, the tension we have going on. People can't find jobs, people not making money. And so I know it's difficult and it's challenging to show up at home, and I can't show up all the way in certain pieces, and it's gonna come out somewhere, my frustration, man. So yeah, bro.
So this is definitely an intense time that we're in, politics, and with all of the options that we have available to us now, you would think people would be more satisfied.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like being a therapist, I see so many people that have so much access to life, and they're miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable for a host of reasons. So, man, the abuse is real for men.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to deep dive into it.
Yeah, man. And I mean, Tim, bro, like a lot of men, right? We witness abuse, we experience abuse, we inflict abuse, but we normalize it, though. We have normalized like what it looks like to be abusive. And I know any time specifically when men, and it's so crazy, bro, because anytime when men start like defending women or like really like kind of stepping up, they call simps. They call, man, you just a simp, bro. You just, and that's wild, bro. Like that's really wild, bro. That's wild to me, man. But it's unhealthy to me. Yeah.
Just being a man and how you identify as a man, a lot of it is largely contingent on, your ecosystem.
Yeah.
What your family think is normal.
Yeah.
Man, and so if it's normal for you to be outside fighting a chick when you little,
yeah,
you grow up and you normalize that level of dysfunction.
Yeah.
And so we have not just the physical abuse, that aspect of it. It is, man, just the verbal abuse. I worked in the school system as well for like 16 years, and just to see the dynamic of, man, students cussing each other out, disrespecting each other, not just the teachers, like the level of respect and the lack thereof that they have for each other. It's so normal.
It's normal.
It's just normal.
And I do think, Tim, too, like we don't have the language for it, and we don't know what to call it. We just feel like, to your point, like it's just normal behavior to verbally like just go off on somebody, or to treat somebody in a way that's going to inflict trauma. I recorded an episode the other week, and we were talking about, just when you deliver something, and how it lands with the other person. You ain't work. A lot of times people don't worry about how it lands with the other party. They just deliver it, and depending on just we don't understand how it lands, man. We don't have the language for it, bro. So yeah, man. But I really want to define like the problem, domestic abuse. It's one of the, and I know when we talk the other day, you said the numbers are on the rise. Like for real, the numbers are on the rise, man. Can you give any other context to that?
It's hard to report exactly what the stats would be because most men won't report the abuse.
Like inflicted to them or doing it?
Inflicted on them, and vice versa. You have some women that, as much as they may talk about it to someone else, they're not gonna go to the police, file a report because they know they gotta go back home. There's a lot of reasons why they remain in the state that they're in. So on both parties, even same-sex couples, the whole nine.
Yeah.
We're not reporting it.
We're not reporting it.
We just don't report it. We normalize this level of dysfunction, this level of abuse.
Yeah.
Almost to the point where it looks like passion.
Man,
it's intensive.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes. So because of that, what's the song? We break up to make up.
Break up to make up. Yeah. It's couples. To your point, it's couples. It's heterosexual couples, and I've heard queer couples say like, we argue just to get back together. We fuck and we gonna get back. That's gonna make it even better, bro. It's like, bro, like we've normalized. To your point, we've normalized like the whole like verbal thing, and let's just get in each other's face, and so we can make up later, bro. Think
about how many people that we know that have grown up like that. You grew up in a household where your dad may have abused your mom in some way, verbal abuse, mental abuse, or whatever the thing was, or vice versa, and they stayed. They just stayed for years on years on years. So you grow up seeing that aspect of relationship.
Yeah.
And after a while, man, dysfunction, you don't know that things are dysfunctional until you meet somebody else and it's like, oh, y'all don't do that too?
Yeah.
That's not going on in your household?
Right.
You don't know that it's dysfunctional.
Man, bro. And on this episode, Tim, I like to dig into like the nuance of like what counts as abuse. Like what is abuse? And talking about emotional abuse, manipulation, verbal degradation, explosive anger, or silent punishment, man. But I wanted to kind of dive into that for a minute. Some of those pieces, because abuse is not always physical.
Exactly.
It shows up in other ways.
Great point, great question, because a lot of times we attribute abuse surface level to physical abuse, and we'll even give it verbal abuse, and we'll say emotional abuse. You don't think about the layers and the nuance of that. I love that word, nuance. I can weaponize my silence.
Yeah.
My silence can teach you how to shut up. My silence can teach you how to get over here and sit down.
Yeah.
Think about when you were a kid, man, and your parent, your mom or daddy come in and just look at you.
That's it. That's all they gotta do.
You get right. Don't make me.
That's it.
And we do that in relationships, man.
Yes.
That's abusive. It's unhealthy.
Man.
So many layers, man.
Wow. Bro. You messed me up. No, cause I remember a conversation we had a while back. It was a couple of years that we had back, bro, that and we was talking about when you see parents in the store with their kids and the mama says, "Shut up!" You know what I'm saying? How that travels with us. You made me think about that when you said that. But all that stuff travels with us over time, man.
Yeah. You may say as an adult, or even as a kid, I'll never be like my parents. I'm not gonna do my children like that. I'm not gonna do my significant other like that. Yada yada. And you find yourself mirroring what was modeled for you.
Man.
And it just comes out in different ways, man.
Yeah.
It just comes out in different ways. And so you may not actually strike your partner. You'll scream. You will punch holes in the wall. Or, this is the nuance, you take your abuse out on yourself. We don't even talk about men who inflict harm on themselves. Cutters. You don't never hear nobody talk about that.
Wow, bro.
Which is why I say the stats are misleading, because people just don't report it. They just don't report it. And so you have men that in some way that need to check out that their feelings, they've reached capacity. So you have a lot of guys, man, a lot. You just have some guys that are self-harming, so they abuse themselves.
Man, bro. And when they abuse themselves, when they and that self-abuse, can it show up as more than me cutting myself?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Men are allowed a few emotions that's acceptable. So if you see a guy drinking, you don't think anything past it. Even if he's sloppy drunk, you don't think anything past. So we may drink, we may do drugs, we may have wild sex, sescapades
all the time.
We put ourselves in reckless situations because we're so angry, which is the symptom. The source, though, I'm so hurt, I'm so disrespected. I am I am felt without a voice right now, so who can I go take this out on?
Yeah.
And if I don't have an immediate source, my dog, I may kick shit out of my dog. Sometimes it's me. Yeah. I'll do some things to intentionally hurt myself in a myriad of ways.
And I think to that point, anger is one of the most accepted emotions in black men. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can be angry. Like that's an acceptable masculine emotion to express. So if I can show up to be angry, but if you can speak to like what are ways that, or is it possible? Like, how can you speak to emotional regulation for black men dealing with our anger issues, dealing with abuse? So if I am the black, if I'm the man who I got a wife, she nags a lot and I'm really quiet, or if I got a partner and he nags a lot and I'm really quiet and I try to keep it, I try not to say nothing, and I keep it suppressed. But when I do show up, it's coming out as rage, man. How can you speak to emotional regulation with black men, bro?
Don't do that. Don't silence yourself. Don't suppress your voice. We grew up with sit down and shut up.
Yeah.
And so then over time you start doing it to yourself. And you're thinking like, man, men especially, man, I just want to have peace. I call it faux peace, F-A-U-X. It's not real peace because you're storming in the inside just to keep your partner quiet. Man. Just to settle them down.
Storming.
So, no, we're going to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And we can learn to have healthy conflict in a way that I'm not disrespecting you and you're not disrespecting me. And when we start to reach capacity, hey, time out, flag on the play. Let's come back to this. Because right now, I'm not hearing you, nor are you hearing me.
Man. So can you share with the Bridgers just watching, just your definition in layman's terms of emotional regulation, like to be able to bring your emotions and your response to people to a, to a level to where it's not coming off as like dangerous, bro.
Emotional regulation is the ability and the awareness of when I'm nearing capacity and what I need to do to lower that, to de-escalate.
Wow. Okay.
So that I can regulate my emotions enough to then come back and continue the conversation. See, a lot of times we feel that a coping skill is supposed to like take me off the ledge and then I'm done. We don't come back to it. So I'm regulating myself emotionally so that slow down, take some breaths. You feel yourself and your head starts pounding. You feel all of that in your body.
Yeah.
It's somatic work. You feel all of that tension in your body when you're escalating that way. Calm yourself.
Yeah.
So that you can come back. Hey, let's now continue the conversation so that we can get true understanding or true resolution.
Wow. And so how often do you think, without being very specific with numbers, but how often do you think domestic abuse is connected to like past trauma or shame or emotional suppression? How often do you think that there is a connection, or is it not a connection?
I believe it's a connection. I alluded to it earlier. You don't really recognize sometimes that some things are off until you connect with some people that respond and do things differently.
Wow.
And so if everybody on my block, if all we do is fuss, curse, fight, belittle each other, and it starts off, we checking, we just tripping. And you can often see, like, when people start checking, after a while, somebody get quiet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Somebody gets quiet.
Yeah.
And they start to internalize, because now you're saying some things that I feel about myself, that I unfortunately believe about myself. Wow. I've heard this so often. And so, get back to your question, it is embedded trauma that you just, it becomes a lived experience. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you don't see it as dysfunctional. You just see it as a way of life. This is how I emote.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I'm in a job and the boss is saying something, man, you're going to make me flip this desk over. Yeah. Like, I ain't got to do that. I don't have a lot of emotional regulation and fortitude to pace myself to endure something.
Wow. Yeah, brother, that's interesting. But I'm wondering though, bro, like how, like, and I know it's the awareness of it all. How do I come down off of this is just how I respond? Because I know when you're trying to tell a man, bro, you're doing too much, how emotionally that might show up for him. You know, so how can I begin to come down off of this is just how I am to understanding that it's abuse?
Listening is pivotal. I tell clients often, feedback is information. How you perceive it is what you're going to end up doing with that information. And so if you're saying like, hey man, you're doing too much, man. You all over the place. And if I hear that as you hating on me, you don't like me, you a hater, I'm never really going to hear that until I start doing the work on me.
Yeah.
There's some healing that everyone goes through. So I give this example. If a kid is 5 years old, he can't read, whose fault is it? Is it the kid's fault, the parents' fault, or the teacher's fault? Parents. Same kid is now 15, still can't read. Whose fault is it? His fault, parents, or the teacher?
Well, the baby was learned in childhood, so I said still his parents.
Still his parents? Okay. Let's say he's now 25. He still can't read.
Oh,
whose
God.
fault is it?
Man, that's so now you're an adult. And you're taking some onus. You got to take some onus in it at this point because you're probably living outside of your parents' house.
Okay.
So
at what point do you start to take onus for all of the failures, the failed relationships, it ain't always somebody else? Man. At what point do you say, dude,
it's me.
I gotta
take for real. I gotta take accountability.
At some
for that.
point,
Real talk.
You gotta take some accountability, some self-reflection, sit with that. And if you can't see it yourself, sit with a professional, sit with someone that can hold up a mirror for you. And then not only that, give you some constructive skills, critical skills to help you pivot out of that. Otherwise, man, we just having conversation.
Yeah. And even as, because we are labeled as, and that was good. That was really good because I couldn't really, but it's like, damn, the older you got, I was like, yeah, bro. Like, I gotta start taking some accountability, you know, and I know that for black men, a lot of us were built to be like over sexual creatures, you know, and so since we're talking about sexual abuse, how do we have you seen us attribute like our kinks and things we're attracted to fucking sexual abuse? I can't wow.
So a lot of layers to that as well.
I know it because everybody got their thing. Everybody got their thing. You know what I'm saying?
We justify those
things. Yeah.
We justify it. I'll go first layer. If you're into what I'm into, we don't see that as disrespectful or abuse. Okay. We've normalized whatever that particular kink is. Now, if I'm into some things that you may not have been exposed to, and if that makes you feel uncomfortable, and I am in some way compelling you to participate, that can become abusive.
Wow.
That can become abusive.
Yeah.
And then we start to placate on the fact that, hey, if you love me, this is just kind of like what I'm into, and if you want to please me, this is what I need you to do. And so that level of pressure can make one partner feel less than.
Wow.
Now here's the thing about the less than part. The flip to a kink is sometimes I want to feel less than.
Dang. God, dog.
if that's my kink, I want to feel less than. You're going to talk down to me, talk bad to me, disrespect me in the most vile way.
Wow.
And that's connected to some psychological trauma that you may have endured.
Wow, bro. That's layered. Bro.
It's so layered.
That's layered because like you can want a specific treatment based off of how you want to feel, how you want this thing to work out, bro. And being a black man, because I'm listening to you and I'm hearing like the levels that you're going through with this whole like abuse thing, man. We don't see a lot of this stuff as abuse, bro.
You don't see it as abuse.
You don't see it as abuse, bro.
You said it earlier, like if sex for a guy is based on quantity and conquest, then I am letting it be known all of the, whatever you into, I'm into. I'm celebrated for that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I'm afraid to say no.
Wow.
I'm afraid to say no. I'm afraid to say that I'm inexperienced, I'm a virgin, or I'm not into that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people participate, which I keep going back to the stats, will never really show up as real numbers because we just won't report it. There's not a guy that's going to tell you like, nah, I don't
you ain't gonna do it.
He ain't gonna say it. And if he is into a relationship with someone, again, if I saw my parents together no matter what, I believe one thing about relationship is that I want to make you happy. So I'm going to let you denigrate me, whatever, because it's about making you happy, not me.
Wow. That becomes abusive to self.
Oh, yeah.
That's that's dang, bro. Wow. So this is for the people pleasers that's watching, that's listening for real, because if it's always about everybody else but me, if it's always about how I can show up for you, but I ain't worried about me, bro, that's abuse, bro.
That's there's a book called Couples in Collusion, and typical and dysfunctional couples, you'll have the buzzword of today's time is he's narcissistic. Well, if he's narcissistic and you guys have been together for a while, typically a narcissist is connected to someone that has low self-esteem. Because that person with low self-esteem, hey, it ain't, I'm going to take it. I'm going to let you abuse me. I'm going to make sure you're good, though. And the narcissist, I ain't never got to think about you. Wow. So the cycle, we feed each other's a negative cycle.
Wow. Wow.
Abuse.
So it just works in a circle.
It works in a circle.
So, and bro, a lot of people use the term trauma bonding, but I don't know if they use it the right way. Can you tell the community and the group, the bridges, what is trauma bonding? Like, was that a definition of trauma bonding, or how would you describe us bonding over our shared trauma?
So bonding over your shared trauma, I remember going through a divorce before, and the person that I was connected to, we both had failed relationships. So our connection, our foundation was built on failed relationship and divorce.
Yeah.
All of the things that happen when you can't stand somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, after that fades away, and now I got to look at you, we got to talk.
Yeah.
We got nothing in common.
It ain't common. Yeah.
We got much in common outside of the trauma that we both endured. And for some people, they've built lives on top of that. So that's what trauma bonding is.
Man, bro. Wow. Wow.
And I will say that the caveat to that is not to say that you can't have a long-standing life, because you guys can grow. We are layered. We can be more than one thing. The unfortunate thing is, if I pigeonhole you, and this is where we're going, pretty much abuse comes down to, when I feel like I can't say no to you, when I feel like I am receiving the short end of the stick. There's also a book called No More Mr. Nice Guy. It's not teaching you how to be an asshole to people. It is, though, teaching you how to apply yourself.
Yeah.
You are important. Your voice matters. Your thoughts and desires matter. And it really ain't nobody else's job to fight for your thoughts and desires outside of you.
Real talk.
And as the old folks say, if you don't know say nothing, folks gonna bust your head to the white meat.
Hey, bro. They gonna get you. They gonna get you.
To the white meat.
To the white meat. Hey, I'm glad that you have kind of given us a lot of layers to relationships. And thinking about relationships, I want to explore on the queer side. A lot of my viewers are queer. I want to ask you, how can shame, rejection, because a lot of queer men deal with rejection, how can identity wounds, bro, show up in some queer relationships? Like how can those pieces, if any, how can they show up in relationships in a way that, is abusive, man?
If I am uncomfortable, unsure with who I am, I tend to show up how I think you want me to be.
Damn.
And so if I believe that I need to be this for you, this is who I become. I don't know me yet.
Wow.
And the
you just said a whole bro, you said a whole
the unfortunate part is, if I don't know me, or even if I do, I'm afraid that you won't accept the real me. I don't believe that I'm good enough. I have imposter syndrome, all of the things. And so to keep that smile on your face, what you need me to do? Who you need me to be?
Wow.
And so that fear of rejection, of me giving me my total self and you not shunning me, rejecting me, denying me, all of the things, that's a very real thing. And so until I become comfortable, confident in who I am, how I know me to show up, I'm gonna show up as you need me to show up. Damn. We don't even see that as abuse.
Wow.
That's the self-abuse that I'm talking about.
Wow. Man, yeah, that was a bombshell, bro, because to understand where we are in this Bible Belt South, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's so many queer men who don't know who they are, and unbeknownst to them, they don't know who they are, they're not trying to even find that. And so you try to operate in relationship and you try to operate in courtship with people, and you don't even know who you are. So what I hear you saying is I can't even show up, not even just in relationship, I can't show up true in my relationships if I'm not even confident in who I am.
I remember you and I having several conversations, and for a long time you would say hey, this is who I had to be at church.
Yeah.
And this is who was accepted at church. And because of that, this is how you had to show up in some ways in relationships, in social circles. This is how you identify. And until you said, to hell with that.
Yeah.
How long did that take you?
Bruh. Bruh. I can remember what I told you. I was like, bro, I just want to let you know I'm gay, bro. I just gotta let you know, bro. But it took me to radically accept myself, to get to that place, to be able to show up, and because I knew I had good people in my life, brother, and I did not want to, I knew I could not show up. I wasn't showing up all the way as I could. being like that, bro, and showing up this way over here, this way over there, man. So I had to say to hell to that shit, bro, because it just had me confused.
I will say that the younger generation, they are slightly more comfortable being their truest self. They are. They go guilty, you know. So I think that's a healthy thing. Just need to understand that everybody's not gonna like your cup of tea, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
That's
right.
okay.
That's okay. There's tension with that for a lot of people, because if you're so used to being a people pleaser, like you have to really flex your muscle with people not. You have to flex your muscle with being able to accept that people don't like you. Like that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta be willing to accept that people are not going to like me. Everybody's not gonna like me. For real.
My the first time a client told me many moons ago that hey, I just don't think this was a good fit, and you're not doing anything. It's just I just don't think it was a good fit. Man, that shattered me. That shattered me because I'm thinking that I'm giving my best. And so you juxtapose that in relationship when you feel that I'm putting myself out there to show up a certain way and I'm being rejected. It goes back to that shame and rejection of how I continue to put myself in some undesirable circumstances because I just want to be loved.
Yeah.
I want somebody to love me, to accept me as is. It's that lingering fear, though. So that is a lingering trauma that exists,
bro. You had me hit on a lot of pieces with that, man. And as I believe that we're in a state and a place in society now where people are more emotionally aware. People are more aware of their mental health, especially the black men, of how we feel, how we want to show up, how it happens, and what constitutes, from a mental health professional, from a clinician standpoint, what constitutes as healthy emotional show up for black men?
Healthy emotional masculine guy is one that is aware of their emotions. Able to express it, comfortable with knowing where you are and where your growth point. Because a lot of times I'll know that I'm not there and I'm just unwilling to do anything about it. So someone that's healthy is knowing where they are, their limitations, their ceiling, and doing the work. And understanding that, man, you are a person that's becoming, you are in progress. It's a process. And if you're constantly doing this, that's what the work is. Closing the gaps, a lot of times we think it's this. It's really this. It's steps, baby steps, man. And it takes us some time.
It definitely takes time. I catch myself now because it's continuous work, right? I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and I wanted to not be dismissive of his feelings. And I know, like, normally in arguments, not arguments, but like in like tension, like we'll tend to like beat our point, you know what I'm saying, and not be mindful of how it's landing with the other party, the other person. I want to make sure that I was not dismissing how he felt, and at the same time, I wanted to express how I was feeling, but that kind of stuff. Like I try to be mindful of that now, and I know it's work and showing up emotionally sound because you don't want to overshadow. And I know, like, and not for that example, but even in relationally, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you're with them all the time. And so when y'all get into it, shit, I'm just defending my point. I ain't thinking about what you gotta say, man. So
think about that. I'm pretty sure in you delivering that, you probably wouldn't think of that or consider that as abuse.
Nope.
If I come to a situation and I say, hey, it's my way or the highway.
Bro. Oh my God.
There's nothing else that needs to be said. You would call me an asshole. Like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, of course there's what you're saying though is often what all couples, not all, most couples come to the table with. This is what I believe. This is how I believe it, why I believe it, and I'm going to fight to the death to get you to see my point of view.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we fight for days, weeks, hours on hours, and we may get an apology. We never really get to, now what we going to do? Now that you done said you sorry after 3 weeks, 2 months of silence,
keep it.
What we going to do now? What's going to be the new behavior? What's going to be the new practice? And we hardly ever get to that. I want to go back to something real quick that you said.
Okay.
We hear people in their bigger age will say, hey, at this big age, I have 0 fucks to give, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to wait till my big age to do that.
Right.
Like, what's the rationale behind that? I am considering me now. It doesn't make me selfish. It makes me self-focused. I am not being a narcissist. I'm not being braggadocious. It's not all about me. It's none of those things. Again, I go back to what matters to me really matters to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to shit on you or disrespect you.
Yeah.
Because
of
that point.
I care.
Yeah, I care about you.
I give a fuck.
Yeah,
I care. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And but that's hard because, and I'm just unpacking with you, bro. As men, we feel like if I come off of that, I'm like losing my manhood. I'm losing my, you know what I'm saying? I'm losing that, bro. So I gotta show, because I gotta let you know I'm a man, and you can't push over me, and you can't fuck over me, you know. And because it's, man, we are so like conditioned, like the social conditioning of us black men, bro. Because if I come down off that, I gotta feel like I'm soft. I feel like you might look at me as, man, bro, like, yeah, I'm weak, bro.
And some people, again, it's unhealthy. Some people actually do.
Yeah.
Some people in relationship, I need you to put hands on me to put me back in my place. I need that level of energy.
Wow.
That for some people, that is a real thing, and I'm gonna keep pushing the line until you buck up.
Wow.
Until you buck up.
Wow.
You're gonna have to put me in my place, and there are some relationships with people, with women that will, man, I want you to lead me, yet my voice matters as well. And if you're standing up
this is good.
to trumpet your voice,
yeah,
then my voice has to be heard, and we constantly do this. We just constantly do that. We don't have the skill. And here's why I push back to that, though.
Okay.
Here's my pushback to that. The person that you love the most, you give them the most hell. Because on that job, when them folks say, hey, we need you to come in an hour early, without explanation, you just do it.
You go good, you'll do it. Yeah.
You just do it.
Yeah.
We need y'all to stay an extra 45 minutes.
Yeah, you're going to do it.
You're just going to do it as
questions.
is. No questions, right? In a relationship, though, if I ask you to turn the light on, give me some water, I'm a
damn, man.
I got all that.
And you get up, yeah.
It's all of that. So the person that
Yeah.
you love the most, you do the least for sometimes.
Wow.
And that's backwards.
Wow, yeah. Wow.
Abuse.
Yeah. I know a lot of women that I wish, and that they watching now. They because I know that they like that tension of put me in my place. Tell me to, you know.
Me too.
Me too. You know what I'm saying? And when you tether the line, and when they're uncomfortable with the line being tethered, it's a problem. But this is what you like, though.
Yeah.
Like, and so that's the back and forth, bro. It's hard.
It is.
It's hard.
And you'll need to say it. At what point do I choose to get out of that, to walk away from that, to disengage from that? Because again, I don't want to be fussing and fighting, and I feel it all in my head.
Yeah,
and
right.
I got a headache.
Right.
My vision is starting to blur. I don't want to feel like that.
Right.
So I ain't fighting with nobody. So here's one of the things that my wife won't kill me. There are times, and I'm a therapist. There are times that I'll say, you know what? I got time today.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I got time today.
Yeah.
And whenever that happens, the conflict devolves into the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
Dumb shit. It is the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
And I know. Why are you doing this, man?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? And so, again, I say it's a constant practice, but because a person, even with all of the skills, until it becomes you, it's a practice.
Yeah.
It's a practice. And so, one of the things I'm going to always be in a space of reflecting and recognizing that, hey, I can't do that no more.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing I'm willing to do. So I don't go there in conversations with nobody.
Yeah. Now that I'm so much more aware, I know my limits and I know what I'm going to do. If I'm put in that situation, yeah, bro, I know I ain't gonna show up my best. So I just rather not. You know what I'm saying?
One of the things that I've noticed as a clinician, and this is a stereotype, I'll have people in my office that, and I joke with them, queer couples, same-sex couples that have a lot of conflict, and it's easier for them to fight because, hey, I'm a man just like you a man, or I'm a woman just like you a woman.
Yeah.
So they're quick to throw hands.
I heard a lot.
And so that level of abuse is not seen as abuse because shit, you a man, I'm a man.
Yeah.
You one, I'm one.
Yeah.
So like, what?
Yeah.
Let's just go.
Wow. It's not damn. It's not seen as abuse. They're like, yeah, damn, but it's all kind of hitting in on me right now, bro, because people say that a lot and they don't count that as abuse.
They don't count that as
abuse. It's two men, it's two women, and we just, bro, no, like that's still abuse.
It's dysfunction.
It's dysfunction, man. It's
very
dysfunction,
unhealthy.
you know. And as we talk, as we kind of unpack this conversation, Tim, bro, I'm thinking about all of these behaviors, and I see how we learn this in family. We learn this in community. We learn this by being around and being in proximity of the people that we're around, and the relationships we see them in, and the relationships we see them, how they handle, man. So again, this stuff seems foreign. It seems foreign. You want to put that on top of poverty. You want to put that on top of growing up in hard and just living hard ass lives, bro. It's a lot. It's tough, man. It's tough.
It's difficult. It can be challenging. What in life isn't, though?
Great point. What in life isn't?
What in life isn't, man. I never saw my parents fight. I never saw them argue, fuss, or anything in front of me. Nor did I see them show affection.
Wow.
Never saw them kiss, hold hands, anything, man.
Same, bro.
And so because of that, I didn't think that being silent to my partners was abusive. I didn't think that, hey, what? I ain't got to talk to you? Music to my ears.
Wow.
That's sick.
Man, bro.
That is sick. We're in the house together
And
you don't, you walking past each other afraid to touch. Don't look. And there are people that live like that for months, for years. And they've normalized that level of toxicity, and they've just said, hey, this is what it is. I'm comfortable here. I'm choosing to remain here for whatever reason. And I'm saying to you, there's more out of life than that.
Yeah.
A healed relationship, a healed person doesn't settle for that.
Yeah.
So you think about
Dang.
4 stages of relationship that I believe there are. In the beginning, we connect. It is all good, romantic.
Yeah.
I want to spend all my time with you.
Representative showing up.
Representative showing up.
We showing up. Yeah.
Then there's another layer that we move into where I start to get comfortable.
Okay.
Like because I feel like you accept who I am, I start to let my guard down. Then we move into settling. And I start to settle for, well, I've talked about it, I've addressed it before, and you chose not to do anything about it. Maybe you're at capacity, and so I just languish there. And that could be confused with nestling. Sometimes I feel like, man, we've hit our sweet spot. One person may have hit their sweet spot, and the other person is like, man, this is all we got? Like, here's where we could possibly land, though. in dysfunction because we've settled or chose to settle so long. Now we've normalized the dysfunction.
Wow, bro.
Just normalize.
But no, I know that when you sit down with couples, because like a lot of times when it gets there, that fourth, like the nestling, that fourth, one party may not be as direct enough to even say, I'm not comfortable with this. Or this really ain't working for me, and they just stay. Or they just start cheating. Or you just go, for real, just go and get somebody else.
I ask couples, like, what's the goal before? Because one person may want to fix things, and the other person may, I just want to have a safe space to share what I'm about to say to you, because I really want out.
Yeah.
And what I've learned as a therapist, this is so funny to me, that it doesn't matter if it's same sex, heterosexual couple, like we all the fucking same.
Yeah.
We
real
all
talk,
have
real
same
talk.
issues, and when you get on that couch, man, it starts to come out that there's a communication issue.
Yeah.
I'm afraid there's an absence of emotional safety. I don't feel that I can tell you no. And so all of the things that I have feared, my trauma, all of those things start to manifest. And until you're able to start having those real conversations, man, y'all not going to heal. You're not going to heal.
Man, bro.
You're going to go to the altar.
Yeah.
You're going to leave it there and get back in your car and then cuss each other out. And
Man, bro.
cycle continues.
The cycle continues. And bro, just psychologically, man, like, we be all over the place, bro. We be all over the place. And I'm glad that, like I said, I got to speak to, like, going forward, like now a lot more people are aware of how I'm showing up, the behavior that I'm putting out. And so as we round out the conversation, bro, how would you, if you could, give some best tools, like, and I think a lot of this kind of chalks down to me for self-awareness, for me to really be able to be aware of how I feel and to know and name what I'm feeling so I can properly communicate it. But how would you say, for abuse, like, the conversation is on domestic violence, how can I show up? Because everything starts back with us, right? Ourselves. How can I begin if I'm a black man in abuse, whether I'm giving it or receiving it, or if I see it, like, how can I show up for myself better?
You matter. I want to start there. You matter. Again, your thoughts, your desires, who you are, and who you'd like to become, all of those things matter. And it needs to matter to you. You showing up as someone else is always going to end up unhealthy.
Always.
It's going to always end up unhealthy. Showing up as your authentic self, that's one. The other part is, again, I go back to the example of, if you still don't know how to read, you can't keep blaming your childhood and what you didn't see or all of those things on this is just the way you are.
That's where you are. Yeah.
Though that can't happen. And so finding a professional to talk to, a mentor, or some type of help groups, there's a lot of books out there. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube. There is no way or reason that if you are aware that something's wrong with you, that you don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's almost like having insurance and never go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And we have some guys that
do that. Keep it paid up.
Right?
Don't go.
And so, man, and that's why I'm talking about you matter.
Yeah.
Man, if your mouth, take your tail to the dentist.
Go to the dentist.
If something is going on with you, go seek help.
Yes.
That's the part that we need to normalize.
Yes.
It's okay that you're not okay.
Yeah. Man.
It's not okay to just remain in that state, though.
Yeah. Man, bro. Cause it's a lot. And as you talk, I think about a lot of brothers that I know, a lot of brothers that I see, bro. We function. We have found a way to function in the most traumatic states, bro. And we just live, and we don't take care of ourselves. We don't, and not only are we not taking care of ourselves, we don't take care of the ones that we're responsible for. Like it's cycles and cycles, man. But I appreciate you for kind of breaking it down, bro. And you've had a whole lot of nuggets, bro, in this conversation to really put it in perspective that abuse is just not physical, bro. Abuse is just not you putting your hand on somebody, but abuse shows up in multiple ways, multiple states, bro. So, would you like to close with anything, bro? Would you like to take this conversation?
Man, I would love to say any conversation that doesn't pivot towards now what are we going to do?
Yeah.
What's going to be done differently? Ask yourself these questions. If you are in conflict with anybody, I give this to couples, individuals all the time. What could I have done differently? Ask myself that first. What could I have done differently? And I start with me because sometimes I feel like, hey man, that was the best choice. And so I stick with, this is what I should have done. I should have knocked his ass out. I should have, I'm going to ask the person that I've had conflict with, what do you think I could have done differently? They're always going to have something differently that you could have came up with, right?
Yeah.
The goal, though, is to get to question number 3. What could we have done differently?
Wow. Yeah.
What could we have done differently?
Yes.
And now that becomes the new practice. It has to end with a new practice.
Yes. Yes.
Otherwise, we're going to continue to put hands on each other. We're going to continue to argue, fuss, and fight, hours on hours on hours, days on days, and it's unhealthy. We're going to repeat the cycle.
I love that. What could we have done?
What could we have done?
That put the onus on both of us.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's really a backdoor way to get to both of us. If I start with myself, though, I'm gonna unarm you.
Yes.
Because you're gonna think of, well, what could I have done? It's always about what could we have done.
What we've done. Yeah, bro. I love it, bro.
Yeah, man, that's the work.
My crowd today on this episode, listen, they are going. y'all are really. But seriously, like, thank you, bro, so much for that, bro. If you have not shared, like, and subscribed to the podcast, if this episode landed with you in a great way, in a good way, or if you have comments on abuse, listen, do not be afraid to show up for yourself. Do not be afraid to show up better or differently. And as the clinician said, how can we do better? So if you into it with your partner, you're into it with your wife, you're into it with your husband, you're into it with whoever you're into it with, or your mama, or your brother, or your friends, whatever ship that you are in, it's good to be able to show up taking accountability.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, bro, thank you so much.
Thanks for having
this episode, bro. This has been another episode of Raybridging Humans. Stories are told and bridges are built. See y'all next week. Peace.